Good morning, good evening, wherever it is, where you are. It is time for me to do a little bit of catch up with these patch notes and all the new stuff coming to the game. So, second year global release is here, and we have got the new gifts and new outfits. So, the Hades outfit has been added into the gold pass holder, which is interesting. They gave it out free for the first year last year, and I'm glad that they're giving more of these sorcerers outfits out there, the sorcerer arena ones. So Merida's got one which we can all claim the calendar for. So if I actually just go jump over and we can have a quick, as we're doing this, let's have a quick chat about that. So we can go and have a look here at this little Merida outfit here, and what I will say about this, this is very much, even though it's like the 2-year anniversary, this is very much a very beginner's calendar, aside from, like, the only thing is, like, day 13 is for, well, maybe day 11, 10, 11, and 13 are like worth it for people who've been playing for those full 2 years. Like, the gold is super low amounts, especially when you're like anyone who would be like up to 78 level 80 plus. Like, that's not gonna make a dent in anything. I mean, some people are always gonna appreciate wispies, but it's still like that's pretty much like the very end of it is pretty much the only thing of a lot of value for a lot of people. I suppose they can be a little bit of help, the essences and things, but everyone's going to be happy with the Merida costume. So that being said, let us have a quick look at this actual Merida. Let's actually have a look at this Merida. Where are we? Here we are. The Merida costume is in here. Let's go find this ginger princess. There she is. So I really like the look of this, and I do rate, like, I like what they are doing with the costumes. I think that right there, that looks cool. I love, like, the glows, the fiery, sparkly, like, who doesn't love shiny things? Like, when you talk of, like, collecting, whether it's games or other things, like when you add fiery things, and if her animations, I would say her wisps and her shots and arrows will be sparkly and fiery, just like Hades and Mickey. I think this is going to be pretty epic. So I think that's cool. I wish they had some little buttons or toggles on the side here that you could see, like, press her animations and then look at her animations in this little mode here. That would be so cool. Get her, like, to her little, like, wispy flips and to do things like that. That'll just be like, oh wow, get you, like, the hype of, like, actually wanting to see the costumes. Because I think that's one cool thing about that they're doing with costumes, is adding new animations. That is amazing. It just gets people hyped. It gets people hyped for it. So let us jump back into the patch notes, and we'll continue on, because that Merida outfit is pretty spot on. Now, Queen's Crash is here. We're here again. The final run, which is interesting. No more Zerg after this. I'm guessing it's going to turn into a side quest. Hopefully Zerg gets buffed one day. His kit hasn't grown. Like, he's been so outgrown by all the new characters. It's just not even. He's not a great character anymore. He's solid. He can do kind of what he needs to do, but he's nowhere near competitive. And, like, for him as a one-shot big damage dealer, like, when you're looking at any of the legendaries, they all do far better, more 1 damage, and they all do AoE far more damage and everything else. And even other solo characters like Frank and any of the other new ones are doing far more than he can do. So it's just kind of like he's got that old character treatment. Hopefully one day he will get the Merida buff treatment, the Yzma buff treatment, all those kind of things. We have hope with these old characters that they will give them some good treatment someday. But we will just have to wait and see for that day to come. Sneezy and Grumpy will be jumping into that in-game very soon, so I am very quite excited for that. So that is, we've been hearing for a while about like the snow. Oh, it's gonna be Snow White. It's gonna be this or that. With the leaks of like Merida being upgraded, and there's gonna be more princesses. That was like the perfect time, and now we have it. So now we do see that the Dwarfs have made it to the game, and will be getting Snow White. There's still like, there is at that stage where people are like, okay, now which of these is it going to be? Like, are we going to be seeing Snow White as the main legendary? So there's the Dwarfs. They are right there. The new side quest, we will be jumping into that, and I do want to be jumping into that side quest, so stay tuned if you do want to see some of that and my thoughts and farming and maximizing everything. We'll be jumping into a lot of that. But that being said, let us jump back to these patch notes, and we'll just continue our way down. So the standard, we're going to be getting a Speedstone event coming back. Like, that's like the best event, the only event that we want for stone events. I mean, if you're not using Speedstones at this stage, like there's no other thing needed. Summoner Showdown, pumped for that. Hopefully tonight we'll be kicking off, so I want to jump into that. Maybe I might do a bit of a stream for that as well. We'll be maximizing the stream times while I can in these next few days. So if you're excited for some of these things, want to hear some strategy and some team building, we'll definitely be doing a bit of that. Miguel leaderboard, so they're just still ticking over the leaderboards. Big Hero 6 next event, one to come. 2 times gear coming, excited. But yet again, quick tip for going forward. For next week, save your 2 times token drops for the Sneezy Grumpy on their campaign. So it will be affected. Blue did change it way back. We were complaining, say, with the last drop of not Big Hero 6, Ralph side event, for that last legendary side event that came out, that the 2 times token events were not affecting side campaigns. Then they ended up changing that later on. A lot of people already finished their farms by that stage, but they did make the fix, so this time it should be good to farm those days and maximize your farm those days for this event. So save it for them. Trident will be coming around now. There was talk about potentially we might be getting a new tower, and I think a new tower is due fairly soon, but it will have to be like another month or so on, I'd say, with this legendary coming out. But we are seeing events retiring, like the Reserve event, so we're probably going to be due for more of that coming up. And then Rescue Rangers event coming out. So one other thing, adventurers, more adventurers, and the Dwarfs are adventurers as well. So that being said, giving us more adventurers for teams to progress in things like CE, club expeditions. So there is definitely a lot of excitement for that. New bug fixes, so we'll be going through a little bit of that. Sneezy and Grumpy, I'll be attacking that in another video, but later here on stream. So if you're not following on the stream, we'll be definitely doing that, so stay tuned. So Sneezy's going to be a bit of a helpful purger. Grumpy's going to stack damage the more bad effects that they have, so he's going to be like a bit of a damage dealer, the best of the Dwarfs. Sneezy's going to be the purger, so it's good to have more purgers. We definitely need some of that. And here we just had a little confirmation that the sides were released a few hours ago, and as we've seen in game, we have seen them, and Meathead's going to be taking on some extra roles. But check that out for yourselves if you want. I will go over the bug fixes later, but for now it must be time to be jumping into the 7 Dwarfs and checking on those. I will save their kit releases for later, but I do love the way that they look perfect for what we have here. So let's jump into some of these battles. Now I'm going to say, like I said in the patch note time, save yourself for, I'm just going to change this team up and just it's pretty much like this is what I do for easy AoE teams. You just want to throw in, for quick battles against weak AI, you just want to throw in anyone who is going to be doing first off the bat AoEs. Where are we? Where's Go-Go? There she is. So anyone that can just do stuff like this. And that's pretty much all that you want. Alright. And so I'm excited to get my first dwarf tokens and look at these characters. I haven't fully looked over the kit. I've seen little bits and pieces. So we will be going over those. There will be separate video for those of you here on YouTube. But for anyone streaming, stay tuned. We'll be jumping into that very, 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 very soon. Oh, the backgrounds. This is a cool arena. Oh, I like this. I like this a lot. And this is where like Zergy is great. And we're just gonna be fighting like Gaston. Okay. But I like the arena. Oh, let us get off this. Let's get off this and then let's just wipe this out. Ralph in the doorway. Ralph just like invading the dwarf's house to say, hey, I'm gonna knock on your door. Welcome in the Ralphs. And there's my first token. So excited for that. Let's go. And let us continue here. We will just do this. Get one token each. Now that we've seen the dwarfs' homes, there's pretty much nothing else you all need to see for this. So I'm gonna possibly continue on. Stay tuned for my dwarfs breakdown that is coming up next. And we're gonna break down their kits, break down the uses that they have on the different ways, and I'm excited to get into that. Maleficent too. Okay, so it's gonna be like a bit of a. I can see this getting hard in the end levels if we got to fight Maleficent at the end of things. She will be. Ralph just like knocking on those doors, just perfect. Like if we got to fight Maleficent at the end of this, I can see that being a bit trouble for some people, especially early on. Like if we're having to face her like right down here. No Gaston, no Sheriff, Yzma. Okay, so it's not gonna. So they got Maleficent out early. There she is. So she's gonna be fairly weak still at that point. So it should not be too hard. So it should be a relatively easy run through for majority of people. Get the dwarfs, get the rewards. By the way, the dwarfs are. I've even had this on the wrong screen, so you don't. No, you guys didn't even get to enjoy any of that. Well, my mistake, my bad. We can't see the game. Rip. Looks like I'll be doing one more stage for you all, and let's go see Ralph knocking in those doors. Honestly, you didn't mix much. It's just the. I'll just have to do that. You heard my reaction, but the layout, the arena is awesome, and I'll give you guys the treat of seeing Ralph knocking in on doors. So let us see here, like this right here. That is such a cool arena. And then here's Ralph knocking on his door. It looks like he's like just, hey, I'm just visiting the house. I'm banging on the door, no one's letting me in. I'm gonna take out these enemies first. But so my plan is we'll go through and finish off the rest of these. I'm gonna finish off. So what I do, I will finish off up to these battles here. I'm not gonna use my energy on these other modes until the new characters come out. We saw the same with the Ralph side quests. So let me just take you there quickly. In the Ralph side quest, they released the first two characters with Calhoun and Shanks. I believe they released first, and although we already had Calhoun, but so they released Shanks, and then they had her tokens available here. But then in the coming week, like a few days later to a week later, they ended up adding in like King Candy, and then ended up adding in, oh no, they added in like Shank and King Candy, didn't they? Shank, King Candy, and then they added in Fix It Felix and Renalki. One or the other, it was something like that. And then later on, so what I did last time, I only used my energy up to this point. There's no point using my energy finishing these nodes for anyone who's free to play, anyone who's maximizing energy. There's absolutely no point getting to that reward box until these other characters come out, because you're not going to get the rewards for that first run through that you would normally. You want to get the maxed tarot tokens. So that's my little tidbit, my little piece of advice for this one. I am only going to go up until for these first extra couple, so we can expect 2 more characters to be added on here, is what I would say. We'll get 2 more characters here and there for these grand energy nodes, but I want to make it here into these these last dwarf nodes here. So we'll probably get 2 more characters farm there. We'll get another 1, 2, possibly 3. One of them will probably just be an energy only farm, is what we have seen other times. So maybe expect that I'm going to make my way up to these ones just so I can use my daily requests on these guys to maximize my farms and start getting all the tokens that I can from them. And outside of that, I'm going to be waiting. Now, for this box here, we have been shown into, from those people who have already finished it, thank you for them. They are going to be helpful getting a couple of tokens and a new what do we call it, talisman. So let me just pull, where is it, here it is. This will be the chest at the very end. So for anyone who's wondering, that's what it's going to be getting. Currently the token is looking bugged, and it's like, whoa, hey, it's like a head on top of a head in Dwarf Inception. But so that is the current rewards that you can expect for that. I'm not sure if they'll change and add more tokens later when the new characters come out. Although I have a feeling it's not going to. They're just going to leave this as the same rewards pack. But for me, it doesn't matter when I get those, as long as I'm saving those before I max my characters. I want to be claiming those ones. But that is about the extent of it. So outside of that, like this is all you're expecting. This is all you're expecting to be getting from those. I personally like to hold off. There's no extra bonus for. Oh, it's not a talisman, it's an emote. Ooh, that's a cool emote actually. Okay, so we'll see. I have a feeling we'll get Bashful in games. I think we'll be getting Bashful, Dopey, one other. Bashful, Dopey, one other. So let me see. 1, 2. Would we get all 7? I mean, there's a lot of energy ones here. Would we get all 7 dwarfs? Let me see. 1, 2. No, I don't think we'll be in all of them. Maybe at a later date, they might save them as characters for like further on, like years down the track, or when they're like, hey, we're running out of characters, we'll add some more dwarfs. But I think for now, we'll probably only be getting 4 or 5, depending how they want to go. Maybe we might get the prince, maybe we won't, maybe we'll get the woodcutter, who knows. But that being said, that'll be all for this one. Wrap it up here. I want to jump into the dwarf characters, and we'll see those kits soon. So stay tuned for more videos, and we'll see you all soon.